hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world that keeps. Good evening, EM. How are you doing today? Welcome to today's stream where we're going to be taking the A330 after a while. Oh no, did I not promise you guys that this stream was supposed to be a GA flight? I just remembered that. Why didn't I remember that before I started the stream? I just remembered that I promised the last stream that this stream is going to be a GA flight, and it's not. It's actually an airline flight. We're going to revisit the A330 today by Inibuilds. So yeah, I'll make sure that the next live stream is going to be a GA flight. I'll put that in my schedule. Make sure. I'm working on a schedule, by the way. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world and keep the sky on your mind. Okay, we'll get started now in about 45 seconds. I've just grabbed my water here. I need to go get some juice, get some drinks ready for the live stream. Is Mr. Anas in town? I don't see it. I don't see it. Like desert. I mean, very difficult to find interesting things. I only find a short film about Ferrari F40. Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes it can get real boring on YouTube. Alrighty, welcome to our stream for the day. Right before I welcome you, let me go ahead and import our new flight plan here. Oh god, what's going on? Okay, stream flight, there it is. Let me restart my elevatics here so we can get some data going on in the nav. Hello, how are you doing? Says Anas, Mr. Anas. Thank you very much for coming in, man. No VATSIM detected. Yeah, I'm not flying on VATSIM. Okay, just setting up the nav bar there so you guys can see. There we go. RCTP to ZBAD. That is Taiwan Taoyuan International Airport in Taiwan, near Taipei. We're going to be flying on towards Beijing Daxing International Airport in Beijing, of course. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Today we are flying the A340 by Inibuilds, which I haven't taken a look at in a minute. So we're going to take a look at that. And in the next live stream, as promised, I will definitely go and do the GA stuff. All right, so don't worry about it today. Don't worry about it today. We've got a beautiful scenery here in Taiwan. We've got RCTP installed. I forget who the developer for this scenery is, but there is our little aircraft there. There it is. That's us. Okay, that's us right there. All right. So let's go ahead and yeah, Taiwan does have a pretty good airport, doesn't it? All right. So there's us. That's a quick look around for us. Let's go ahead and get into our flight here today. Let's actually jump into walk around mode for a second and take a look. Look at that. Got some stuff to get rid of. We'll do that now because I hate this stuff. So Inibuilds A330 hasn't been updated properly. It still has a lot of issues that it has had since day one. So that's something that sucks. I don't think Inibuilds is responsible for the A330 anymore. I believe it's now Asobo's headache. But if it is Inibuilds, they definitely don't care about it, because this thing needs some updates. It still has the same issues it has had, some of the stuff from day one. So yeah, let's get rid of the covers there. Nonetheless, it's a very beautiful looking aircraft. The textures are very well done, just like typical Inibuild stuff. So yeah. All right. There we go. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay. So there is our beautiful tail empennage for our aircraft there. Very nice bright green EVA AIR livery there. It doesn't look too bad at all. Dark green at the bottom. I like this. I like this livery here. It looks even better on the 777. It looks really wonderful on some of the cargo aircrafts as well. And it's not too shabby here on the A330. Okay, with all of that, Anas says my YouTube crashed. Oh no, Mr. Anas. Oh no, Mr. Anas. Hopefully you'll be able to join us for the rest of today's stream. I hope so. Let's go ahead and get this party started up before it gets too late. Let's download our SimBrief plan. There we go. Everything looking good. So let's go to our ground services here. As a matter of fact, let's go to payload. Let us download the SimBrief stuff. We're going to apply the load here instantly. Okay. We're going to leave it like that for the time being. Then we're going to come to our takeoff. Then we're going to go sync. We're going to calculate everything. Okay. That's all done. Good. Let's now go overhead. Let's begin our energizing our aircraft. We'll toggle the GPU there. Let's go up here. Let's make sure our parking brake is on. Yes, it is. Good. Let's go up here, get our external power attached, batteries on there, crew oxygen supply, ground control on, voice recorder, emergency lights armed, nav and logo lights to position 1, strobe lights to automatic, seat belts, no smoking, all of that stuff can come on here. Good. Let's put our nav system for ADIRS. There we go. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to roll here. Oh god, that's not a very good view for our FMC operations, is it? It's been a while since I operated this, and clearly we've got some issues with the views here. So let me just zoom in there a little bit. I'm gonna save this view right here, which looks much better to us. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go control all three there, and I'm gonna save that FM1. Okay. All right. Let's clear it. Let's clear that. Let's clear that. Let's go to init. Let's request our route here today. There we go. Flight level 41,000. That's correct. Let's go to the next page. Let's put all of that in. That's correct as well. Good. Before we go any further, let's come here, go to our payload here. SimBrief stuff is applied. That's fine. Do we have GSX integration? Where is that? There's some sort of GSX stuff, right? Oh, come on. Doesn't have that? Oh, the hell. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go back here, put it there. I'm going to say apply load incident. And I'm going to go to GSX. We are going to request refueling, Taoyuan Airport. And we are also going to request boarding as well. So as you can see, our jetway is getting connected up. So that's working well for us today. Thank you. Thank you very much, GSX, for your kindness in making that work for today, at least, finally. So fuel truck is on the way. We're going to see some refueling happen, and we need to put that in once the fuel truck is in place. No, there it is. There's our fuel truck coming in, as you guys can see. Fuel truck coming in. Once fuel truck is in position, we'll be able to refuel by coming here and applying this load as we need to. All right, so we'll wait for that. In just a second, that should happen. In the meantime, let's come here. Let's go to departure out of here. Departure. Okay, we're gonna fly out of runway 05 right. We're gonna take piano 1A. No transitions, so we're just gonna insert that. Okay, into Beijing Daxing today. Our arrival is going to be into runway 17 right. We're gonna use ILS Y17 right, which is right here. For our landing today, we're going to use AVBO 5L, and we're gonna insert that. Okay. Okay, let's check through our flight plan here. Good. Now let's go outside. There's our fueling people connected, the fueling stuff. There we go. We need to go ahead and let them continue on with the refuel. To do that, we're going to say sim brief. We're going to say apply the load, and we're going to say fast up to 5 minutes. So we're going to let them do that now. There we go. And fueling should begin. Should be able to check the meter. The meter is on the other side though, so I'm not going to bother with that at the moment. So we're going to let fueling take place here. Right, we're going to let fueling take place here. There we go. We'll watch it from right this little gap there. Okay, brilliant. Boarding process otherwise is supposed to happen after the fueling is done. Oh, it's actually happening right now. Okay, I'm not really going to bother with that then. Good. Good. Let's go to performance. Let's actually go back to our tablet here. If we come to our takeoff performance, we've got all the stuff already done, right? But, oh god, we need to get some stuff on here. We need to get some weights on here and all that stuff. So, okay, fine. Fine. So let's just wait for our payload to finish up and then we'll do that, okay? Then we'll do the performance. Let's set our local pressure, which is 1014 apparently. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Davey, hello there, man. Welcome back to another live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. Good day to you. EM says to Amsterdam and then to Al Maktoum. I planned if all good. Okay, right. Very nice flight indeed, EM. Good. Good. I can definitely see all you guys very well, so yeah, I can read the chat today very well. Okay, good. So we're just gonna wait a little bit for this to finish up here. The fuel is done, just payload finishing up, and once that's done, we can go ahead and configure the weights and performance that we need to in our FMC. There we go, fuel truck is going away. I'm doing a flight from Dubai to Doha on the A330 soon. Dubai to Doha on the A330. Yeah, that's a very good one. That is a very good one indeed, Davey. That's a good one indeed. The A330 is really fun to fly. You just reminded me of it. So I got back in here. There we go. So we've got all of this stuff. Let's come to takeoff. Let's sync all the weights there. Let's recalculate that stuff. There we go. Let's send it to the FMGS and now we can go and check that out. 139 is our speed for today. 148 is our VR. 148 is also our V2 for some reason. And a school flight. Yeah, it is a cool flight indeed, David. So we got flex 68 today. Let's do that. Flex temperature of 68. Flaps is gonna be 1. What is the THS information for us? 4.5 up today for THS. It's right here. Very good. Everything else is looking pretty good there. Okay, let's confirm our takeoff data. And so we'll skip through this. There's nothing else much I want to do here apart from that. And there you go. All that is done. Let's go to our flight director on here. Flight director on there. Cruise level 41,000 feet. We're going to go directly towards it today. We're not going to do any step climbing. I hate step climbing anyway. Can you show us the airport a bit more while we wait for ground services? Ground service is actually finished now, but I can definitely show you a bit more of the airport, mate. I can definitely show you a bit more of the airport. So if you want to see a little more of the airport, there we are. Oh, ground services are still going on, my bad. So we can take a look at the airport, surely. Okay, they're finishing up the ground services there. So this is the airport. This is Taoyuan International Airport here in Taipei. The interiors are kind of done, However, from outside it looks pretty good, so I'm not complaining there. So this is the airport under question. There's a giant Taiwanese flag right there. Pretty cool. There's another EVA AIR. So yeah, there's a construction going on. There's some construction going on. How long is Taiwan to Beijing? In real life, Taiwan to Beijing is 2 hours and 40 minutes of flying time, block time of 3 hours. But today we will be using a sim rate. Because the flight is more than 1 hour, I will be using sim rate. So our live stream once again will be around the 2 hour or less, actually, maybe 1 hour 45 or somewhere there mark. So we'll be done soon enough today. So there you go. They're building a new concourse over here, which is depicted in the scenery. I hope when the building is completed that they actually update the scenery. That would be really cool because that concourse looks like it's really beautiful. So yeah, we've got, this is the generic scenery. It's really well done on the inside. It's pretty good. I hope, there we go. Reshade is running, so that looks much better. There we go. Looking good. Very good. All right. There is the other terminal there as well as there. And yeah. Okay, so that is Taiwan for you. Hope that look around worked for you, Mr. Runners. Okay, so we've got our ground services almost done now. Let's go to GSX. Let's request... Oh, passengers are still boarding, huh? Passengers are still boarding and cargo loading has just begun. My bad. So we're going to be here for a while. So since we're using GSX, it's going to take about 5 minutes for this to complete. And then we'll be out of here. But cargo loading is still going on, and that's something that's interesting. Okay, there we go. We'll whiz around here through the airport. Wait, this isn't a scenery pack? It is a scenery pack. It is a scenery pack. It's a third-party scenery that I have add on here. It's payware from the marketplace. But what I mean is that when they finish building that final concourse in real life, I want the actual developers to update it. You know, that would be really cool. So yeah, I don't think they will, but I hope they do. Got a bit of power station. I mean, fuel station there. I think that's a fuel station for ground vehicles. All right, yep, that's fuel station for ground vehicles for sure. It's nice to see that. We've got our cargo area right here at the airport. We've got the cargo area is right here. We've got DHL, Kalita Air, Cathay Pacific, Nippon cargo right here. I'm surprised to see no EVA Air cargoes parked over here as well. Maybe this side is cargo as well, right? Could be. But yeah, there is Taoyuan International Airport. No. This is not the fuel for airplanes. This is for ground vehicles. Or were you joking around, honest? I can't tell. But that's for the ground vehicles. That's not a fuel stop for aircrafts. What's your favorite airport for airliners? Ooh, that's a rough question. That is a rough question. Let me see. Let me see. Which one can be my favorite airliner airport of all time? Is that Air China? What is that again? That's China Airlines. Yeah, that's China Airlines. Look at that. Would you look at that? Okay. I'm just messing around. Okay, Anna's alright. Makes sense. What's your favorite airport for airlines? Let me think. One of my very favorite airports in the game is Doha, as you probably guessed. And Dubai is great too. But I think these are my favorite airports for airliners. Yep, I have to say it's either Dubai or Doha. That's my favorite airport for airliners in the entire sim. Yeah. I'm yet to see an airport that I like more than these two. Probably because I'm so familiar with them and I fly into them so much, but you know, like this airport is not too bad at all. It's very simple and very, very, very nice. Very simple layout to understand and everything. Suvarnabhumi International, Thailand is also very beautiful. Dubai one looks really cool. Yes, it is very, very cool. Anas loves Istanbul. Yes, he does. Anas is an Istanbul guy, and Anas is definitely an Istanbul guy. That place is goated for airline. I don't think so, Anas. I don't like Istanbul as much as you do, but it is a good airport. I make all my flights around the world from Seattle. Seattle is a very good airport. Yes, it is. I agree. I agree with EM there. Seattle is really cool. Dubai is an amazing airport, man. It is. But Inibuilds Doha is among the best that I can possibly... Like, it's really good. It's very, very good. It's so immersive. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It depends on which part of the world you like to fly. If you're... Like, I like to fly in all parts of the world, literally. So I like to keep a nice little balance. You know what I mean? Okay, we are about to get pushed back and we're about to leave here in no time. So let's prepare for that, shall we? What a beautiful looking aircraft this thing is. The A330. I wish they gave it more attention and updated it. It would look so much better. Okay, so let's go to our ground services. We're supposed to have ran our APU by now. We completely forgot. We boarded passengers without giving them any air conditioning. They must be angry. They must be angry. We should have started up our APU. Pushback is about to begin. Let's put this on the nav mode there. There we go, I like it like that. Are you on VATSIM right now? No, I'm not. I'm not on VATSIM. I do not usually do ATC, Davey. I really don't like doing ATC. Let alone talking to actual people on VATSIM. If I'm being honest with you, I'm not a very people-oriented person, right? I come to flight sim to forget about people and the stress that they give me in everyday life. So, last thing I want to do is talk to actual people on VATSIM, but I get it. It's really cool. It is really cool. And I will definitely try it at some point. I have to. As a flight simmer, you kind of have to. So I will. I know, but yeah, it's just the truth, man. I'll be very honest. Oh gosh, but yeah, I'll have to try it at some point. You know, nose to the right. Okay, so let's release that parking brake there. Let's get that on. I have considered installing Beyond ATC, because Beyond ATC gives you that better ATC than the flight sim. You get some level of chatter. You can talk to ATC a little bit, but it's not too much like Say Intentions. Say Intentions, first of all, is too expensive for my taste, and it's too much. Like, it's too much. Okay, Say Intentions is a little too much for me. So Beyond ATC makes sense. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this engine started up here. Okay, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put that there. Come on, go to max. Oh, not yet, huh? Okay. The A330 views, I'm afraid, aren't as good as some of our other views. That is a shame, but it is what it is, huh? Ain't much I can do about it. But yeah. You know what, let me save it like this. That's better. Let's come in here and try and start the other engine. Okay, that sound was not as good as I wanted it to be. Let's go start engine number 2 here. Okay, again, the view is not the best in the world. So let me make a bit of adjustments there. Yeah, that's better in my opinion. So we're gonna put that in there. There we go. Let's drop that flap down. There we go. It's looking much better. Yeah, we're good. Much better. Brilliant. Okay, we can put our parking brake on. Are your beacon lights on? Yes, they are. They are definitely on. I just turned them on. Parking brake is on. Good, good, good. Our engine is about to be powered up here. Let me know if you guys can hear anything. Are you guys able to hear the engine start up properly? I'm not sure. Okay, ignition back to normal. APU can come off. APU off there. That's good. That is brilliant. Yeah, the sounds are not good from the inside of the cabin in terms of engine startup, right? We have the same issue with the A340 in Inibuilds, right? So yeah, Davey, I'm aware of the fact, but from outside you can kind of hear it. You can hear the sounds from the outside a little bit. There we go. We have a hand signal right there. Bye-bye. See ya. Get out of our way, young lady. Thank you very much. So yeah, you can kind of hear it from the outside, but the engine sounds while starting up from the inside of the cabin aren't good. It's the same story for the A340, by the way. That I feel is like a shame, because the Phoenix and the PMDG have amazing sounds for that. EM says, for example, how Say Intentions make Swiss 001 Rizzler. He was funny, good German guy, and is now. Every time you use it, starts messing around, and that's sad, I think. Well, yeah, Say Intentions, I don't really like it. It's too much. It's a little too much. Anyway, let's put that on. Let's go take a look at our trim setting. Performance trim is 4.5 up. It's supposed to be 4.5 up. We got 4.5 up automatically. That's brilliant. Let's do predictive wind shear to automatic. Let's put it on system number 1. Let's put that on. Let's put some weather radar stuff on there. That is done. That is done. TCAS should not be on at this point, and it isn't. Why isn't it telling us that TCAS is not on? I don't know. Have you used Navigraph before? Not once. Again, Navigraph is... I feel I don't need Navigraph. I feel like don't get me wrong, Navigraph is useful. It's amazing. It gives you the latest access to the latest information, and you know, it helps you link everything much easier, and it's good to use it and blah blah blah. I get it, but I've never used it. It's a paid service. It's a subscription. I'm not a big fan of paying subscriptions. Flight sim is expensive as it is, and there are ways to enjoy your flight sim without even having to use Navigraph. Navigraph, I feel like, is a bit of a luxury, in my opinion at least. All right, if you like it, sure. Does it make your flight sim experience much better? Yes. Does it give you access to the latest stuff? Yes. Are the charts amazing? Yes. But do you need it to enjoy flight sim to a reasonable degree? Absolutely not. And that is where my friend Little Navmap comes in, right here. Look at this. This guy right here, the thing I show you guys in every stream, Little Navmap. I use SimBrief, the free version of SimBrief, plus Little Navmap. And that's how I fly without any issues. Okay, once you customize a little nav map and you learn how to work in tandem with it, it's pretty good. It's good enough for you to enjoy your flight sim experience. The only drawback, you can't get the actual arrival departure charts. Yeah, you can't get those charts. The SID start charts and stuff are harder to find, but then again, you literally have access to those charts in your tablet. I'll show you that. I'll show you that in just a second. So you don't really need Navigraph. Hold on a second. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about right here. If you open up the tablet, okay, and you go to your flight planner here, you go to your route. Let's say you add RCTP, okay, Taoyuan International. You can literally go to the charts, RCTP, and you can find some charts here. Not all of them, but some of them. Okay, you can find some of them. If you add a departure, let's say Pian 14, okay, direct, and you can go and sometimes you can find the charts for it. You Get my point? You can say add departure, PN1, change procedure. Let's turn our aircraft around here. Okay, you can literally find your charts. See? There you go. So do you really need it? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I'm sorry, you know. So you can find your charts here, and you don't really need it. Look at that. You can find your charts. If you really wanted to use the charts, you can kind of find them. You know what I mean? Obviously, not all of them are there, and there's some stuff missing and blah blah blah. But it's still there. Is my point. It's still there. Is my point. So there are some charts that you can actually use. Like this one, for example. Look at that. Not too terrible, right? So you don't really need it, is my point. I don't even use these charts. I know they exist and I know I can use them, and I don't even use them. And yet I have a very good flight sim experience just using little navmap and simbrief. So that's the reason I don't have Navigraph, but I don't recommend against it. It's actually very good. It is. There's no way around it. It's really good. Do you need it? Nope. You don't. It is definitely an accessory. So yeah. Okay. There you go. Maybe at some point I should get Navigraph, huh? I'll see. I'll think about it. But for now, it is out of my budget, and so I fly like this. If I really need to use the charts and appear fancy, if it's a first time flying into somewhere and there's something I need to be aware of, you can take a look at the departure charts on your in-game tablet. Oh, we are way off the center line there. My bad. My apologies. Let me taxi this thing properly here. We're going in about 5 knots. Let me increase that speed. Once again, I'm using the Xbox controller today. So it's going to be interesting to see how we can pull this off today, right? There we go. That's more like a correct speed right there. Okay, let's get ourselves ready for departure with that view right here. There we go. Something like this. Good. Good. Look at the trees there. That is amazing. Yeah, reshade does make a difference to that, doesn't it? Yeah, much better with the reshade. Okay, we're coming up on our hold short point here. And I'm not going to hold short today. We're just going to set it up and get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just do that. Let's go ahead, turn that on, put that to takeoff right away. What else? TCAS, let's put it on TA. Anything else? Strobe lights on. I only use Navigraph because I'm quite new and it's simple to use with simbrief. Yeah, it is actually. If you're using simbrief and Navigraph, it kind of makes your life easy. It does. Little navmap requires a little more work. Again, little navmap can also link to Navigraph itself too. But yeah, I see your point. But most people I know, at least some of the major influencers that on flight sim that I follow, they tend to use little navmap even though they've got Navigraph and simbrief. So I don't know. I'll try it sometime for sure. Yeah, that's right. They are. Navigraph owns simbrief, I believe. Okay. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready. Whoa. What is this? What is going on? Have we come to the wrong runway? Oh my god. We are at the wrong runway. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. We're at the wrong runway. We're at the wrong runway. I have put in the wrong runway as the flight plan today. Yep. We're at the wrong runway. I didn't even do that. It's entirely my bad. I just showed up at the wrong runway. Okay, that is stupid. Okay, we're gonna have to turn off now and we need to taxi all the way to the other side. Okay. So we need to turn all the way to the other side. So it's not such a long taxi, but wait, we could just use GSX to reposition us. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I don't need to worry about this too much. Let's go to GSX. Runway 05 right. Can we reposition? I don't think it... Okay, there we go. Runway 05 right, start. Just warp me there. There we go. Ta-da! Let's go. Clean it up. And we are ready to go. Okay, let's go ahead and take off from here. Sorry about that little mishap there with the wrong runway. Why isn't it selecting the flex temperatures? Okay, whatever. Here we go. $100 knots. A little bit of a issue there with the frame rate. That's the A330 for you. Okay, 140. And let's rotate. Put gear up. There we go. Out we go. Okay. Now that little bit of a frame rate issue that you saw, that is the A330. The A330 is not optimized at all. It does give you frame rate issues. So there you go. Beautiful. I've noticed that. And we are out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We can put our flaps up if we want to. And we can put that lever to climb right here. Why won't it recognize it? There we go. Good. Hand flying this still. Look at how beautiful we look. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Left behind Taiwan. Great. Yep, very nice takeoff there. Can give it off to the autopilot any second. I'm just hand flying it for no reason at this point. I'm literally hand flying it for no reason. Let me just give it off to the autopilot at the moment. Let's put our ground spoilers down there. Let's turn off our nose wheel lights there. Good. We are passing 3,000 feet. Alrighty. Very nice. Taiwan, everybody. Looking good. Look at that. Just water that we can see from this view. Brilliant. There we go. Leaving behind good old Taiwan. Davey, is SimRate something you can change in game or a third-party add-on? It's something you can change inside the game. You can set controls from the settings. Okay. And as for the add-on is only available on PC. You can't install any of these add-ons on PS or Xbox. Like, only thing I've done is I've added an add-on that gives me SimRate controls in the menu. So it just presents it in a way that I can use easily. It's just a menu, an interface for the SimRate, but the SimRate itself is built into the sim. So if you go to your settings, you can actually bind controls for the SimRate and you can control it from there. The panel just helps me. This is just an extra add-on. Yeah. Okay, good. We are looking good. Excellent. Climbing through 8,200 feet. Why are the meters display here? How do I switch that off again? Like this. Yep, there we go. We can just switch it off there. 9,000 feet. coming up. Let's increase the range on that. Let's increase the range on that. There we go. Look at that. We got a long way to go there, huh? Yes, we do. Okay, let's turn off our landing lights there. Everything else, passenger signs can also come to automatic and off there. That's fine. Our transition altitude is 11,000 feet, so that's coming up really quickly. Once I set that, we'll go take a look at a few cinematic views, and then we will begin our sim rate application. So we are not sitting here forever waiting to reach top of descent. Okay, here is the airport we took off from, Taiwan. Very nice. I need to get more reshade filters. Yeah, I really do need to get more reshade filters. It doesn't look right, does it? A little bit high on the contrast there, I feel. Anyway, it is beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. Let's go back in there and let's set our pressure to standard now. There we go. All our cockpit duties for the moment are complete. Okay, we are just chugging along now to our top of descent. So we're going to take a look at some cinematic views here. I think it's about time for us to use sim rate here, isn't it? 47 minutes into the flight here. It's 47 minutes into the stream. It's time for us to use some sim rate. Okay, so that's what I'll do. Let me go ahead and click on some sim rate there. There you go. Let's zoom along here. Zoom along on our way to China. What's the longest flight you have done? The longest flight I have ever done in Microsoft Flight Sim? I went from Sydney to Doha. That was in 2020, and I did that using the A380 by fly-by-wire, one of my favorite add-ons. That was probably the longest. I recently just did an 11-hour flight video, not very recent. That was from Frankfurt to Cape Town as well, so. Very nice. Lots of turns and twists on our way here. This is a long flight. So, what's the longest flights this A330 is capable of doing? I think it has an endurance of about somewhere near 15 hours. Let me have a look. A330 endurance. It's up to 14 hours. So yeah, about 14 hours, 15 hours is where it can go. Okay, so with a range of about 11,750 kilometers, is what we're talking about. So currently this 2-hour 40-minute flight is well within its margins. This aircraft is having some difficulties here. It is definitely having some difficulties keeping up with the sim rate. Let me go in here. Let's have a look. It's having some difficulties keeping up with the sim rate. We'll allow the aircraft to kind of stabilize a little bit, and then we'll go with our sim rate again. Okay, so that is something that we have to be careful of. Let's check where our top of descent comes in. Top of descent is after Tumlo. Okay, so it's after Tumlo. That's where our top of descent is. And yeah, that's fine. That's good. Let's wait for this aircraft to get back in line with... Yeah, let's wait for this aircraft to get back in line here, and then we will use sim rate. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna run it at into 2 for the time being. Yeah, just so it can catch up here. Into 4 is a little too much for it at the moment, so I don't know how we're gonna proceed with this flight. Climbing along well though, so not gonna complain. Well, let me get myself another view here. There we go. Let's get ourselves another view. How about that one? Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, right there. Hainan Airlines make flights on A330 from Seattle straight to China in its hub, so this plane can fly long, but you should climb and monitor vertical speed if you are heavy. Yep. It can fly for 14 hours, slightly over 14 hours, no issues. It is a long-range aircraft. Today we are flying up to 41,000 feet, which is very high, and we are carrying 246 passengers as well as 6,000 kgs in baggage. So it's not a light aircraft by any means. So still we're going straight up to 41,000 feet. So it's a capable aircraft. Okay, at the moment we're doing into 2-speed. Once I reach a more straighter stretch, I'm gonna go ahead and command into 4-speed here. So we can reach our top of descent a little quicker. We're about to reach the 1-hour mark on the stream, about 7 minutes out. So we don't want to be in the air for too long, right? That's no fun for anybody. Not yet anyway. At least when the chats get a bit more lively, we'll have enough to talk about. But for now... Yeah, what happened to that thing that I was supposed to do? We are supposed to pick a topic and talk about it. Is Anna still in town? Somebody just passed underneath us. Very interesting. Okay, let me go ahead and do into 4 now. Let's see if that works for us. It should. It should work for us till we reach the end of that. Yep, we'll be fine. Let's do into 4 for now. Let's see how long we can maintain that. And yeah, here we are at the flight deck, flying along, ladies and gentlemen. Flying along. Davey, do step climbs save much fuel? Yes. So the whole idea is as your aircraft burns more fuel, it becomes lighter. As it becomes lighter, it can climb higher, which helps it save more fuel because there's less air the higher you go, less density at least. And so, yes, that's why they do step climbs. The lighter your aircraft gets, the higher you can go, the more fuel you can save. So we are already turning into mainland China here. So we flew directly north and then we are now going west over mainland China. That's what we're passing right now. What you see out your window is mainland China. And we are going to actually pass over quite, well, most of the eastern part of China on our way up towards Beijing. So yeah, prevent stall cases. How does step climbing save stall? See, the whole reason why you do step climbing is because at a certain weight, an aircraft can only fly at a certain altitude. You can't go any further because if you, right, you can't pull up any further without losing airspeed. Is that what you mean by stall cases, EM? But yeah, every aircraft, as you go higher and higher, you will approach your coffin corner speed limit. So okay, we've got a turn here. We need to go and monitor that from the cockpit, make sure our aircraft doesn't go haywire because of the into 4 rate. Yep, okay, it's all right here. Our fuel usage at this point should be fairly low. Fuel on board is 19,000 kilos, which is plenty to take us to Beijing here. We started off with 22,610 kgs of fuel. We've already burned through 7,602 kgs of fuel. So, as you can see, no, not 7,000, sorry, we've only burned through 3,600 and something kgs of fuel. My bad. 3,000, not 7,000. So we've burned through about 3,000. 22,600, not 26,000, my bad. So we've burned through about 3,600 kgs of fuel, more or less. You can talk about how heavy aircraft can climb while getting lighter during flight. You talk about how heavy climb while getting lighter during flight. Okay, I don't know what you mean by that, but I assume you're referring to the lower. Gosh, I'm having spamming on my Kick platform here. So I'm trying to get rid of that here. There we go. Okay, we seem to be doing well here. That's great. We're firmly over mainland China at this point. Take a look. Flying nicely over mainland China. Chinese. Okay, so we're flying over mainland China. Everything is looking just fine. Yep, nothing much. We should be, let me have a look at how long we've got left according to this. Okay, so 15 plus 4, about 20 minutes. So we are about 20 minutes away from our top of descent. Okay, 20 minutes away from our top of descent is my prognosis. Actually less than 20 minutes probably from our top of descent. So not long to go here. Just past the 1 hour mark here. So that gives us about 20 minutes, 1 hour, 20 something. We should be at top of descent. Another 20 something minutes we should be able to land. That's 140. And then with all our replays and conclusion, we should be able to wrap this up in under 2 hours. Around the 45-hour mark would be excellent. 1 hour, 45-hour mark. But from the looks of it, we're going to hit just about 2 hours, not more than that. And top of descent will be coming shortly. It's a nice way to perform some longer flights without having to actually sit through. You know, it's a very nice departure, very nice destination. It's nice to be able to skip through the cruise part here and perform this live stream, especially as a small channel whose chat doesn't have a lot of people, you know, and a lot of stuff going on. You know what I mean? So it's nice to be able to do this. So that's why I rely on sim rate quite a bit. Okay, in case you wonder why I use it. Okay, we're performing a turn here, so we're going to make sure that the aircraft is doing okay with the turn. No, not exactly. It's going kind of off course there, as you can tell. So I'm going to go into 1 speed there. Actually into 2 speed, so it can kind of stabilize itself a little bit better with these large turns. Also need to save some fuel. Okay, that's much better, but it's still not good enough, so just gonna let the aircraft stabilize a little bit. There we go. Much better. Yeah, these are all sharp turns. Today's flight plan isn't exactly linear. I believe Anas has knocked out. I believe Mr. Anas has knocked out. He's gone night-night. Okay, we're holding 41,000 feet fairly well. We don't have much margin in terms of speed, but we're holding it fairly well here. Just need to wait for it to line up a little bit better so I can get that sim rate back up. But we've got tailwind as well, so that should help us get along there a little quicker. Okay, we'll go into 2 now. Let's go into 4. Hopefully that works. Okay. Excellent. There's another turn coming up, so we need to slow that down to into 2 again. There we go. Okay, so there is something that we can do on today's live stream here, and that is to take a look at our cabin in our A330. Oh, hello there, Mr. Runners. Welcome back into the live stream. So we're just about to show the cabin because this livery actually comes with a really nice cabin for... No, hold on. I don't think there's a cabin for this livery. Yeah, I don't think there's a cabin for... I was thinking about the wrong flight. Although, let's have a look. Let's see what the cabin looks like, right? I initially had a flight planned that had a cabin. It had a cabin for us to look through. You're going to keep the sim rate running? Yeah, I am, pretty much. Unfortunately, I believe... Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, no. Oh, no. What have I just done? What have I just done? I just inadvertently pushed the control there. My bad. I'm going to keep the sim rate running here. But, yeah, unfortunately... the cabin, I had initially planned to do a Turkish Airlines flight today from Sochi to Turkey, but I changed that to this flight, and the cabin was for that flight. I had a nice livery downloaded which had a cabin, and instead we switched to this. Unfortunately, this one does not have a cabin modeled properly, so that is... I wish we could have had a look at that. Perhaps in the next flight, we'll perform Turkish Airlines. Well, not the next live stream. The next live stream is GA, as promised. But after that, we could perform a Turkish Airlines flight with that livery, and we'll be able to check out the cabin. Right? The modeling is not too bad here. It's not too bad here, although I wish these controls worked. That would have been so cool. Davey, have you ever tried auto land before? Yes, I have. I have tried auto land a couple of times before. It does work sometimes. It doesn't work all the time. It works sometimes, and with certain aircraft, it does work. With certain airports and certain aircraft, it works well. With other certain combinations, it will not work. But yes, I have tried auto land. Although in live streams and stuff, people don't want to see auto land, you know. On live streams, people want to see manual landings, so that's what I give them. But I could probably make a nice little video for Autoland. If you'd like to check that out, I can do that. I can make a nice little video on Autoland. Okay, we're continuing on into 4 sim rate here. Our top of descent is still not in sight. It's still about 15 minutes away now, so it's gonna be a while, ladies and gentlemen. Well, 15 minutes is not a long time, so yeah, we're actually, believe it or not, halfway through to our top of descent. So it's not gonna be long now. 15 minutes and we should be there, is what I am guessing. Let me have one more look at the estimate. Yep, it's about 17 minutes to be precise, but yeah, somewhere around 17 minutes. We're making a turn now. We need to probably cut that sim rate into 2. Can we go any faster than 4? We can. However, it's going to go haywire. I'll show you that in a second. Watch this. Let the aircraft stabilize and I'll show you more than... Oh my god, you've got to be kidding. I am getting so many spammers and troll in Kick. What is going on? I'm getting so much trolling on Kick. I hope these people are getting auto-removed from my freaking chat. Okay, time to ban all these people who are busy telling me all the stuff. Okay, that's good. I am getting way too much stuff on Kick. If you do not do auto land, plane will start feel that you're something or someone. Oh gosh, is that what you mean? Who trolls you? Show me this. Yeah, that's okay. It's not anything personal, EM. It's just that it's just random spam messages that you get on Kick. You also get them on Twitch. Kick and Twitch is a completely different space to YouTube. You get a lot of these spam messages and all that stuff. Anyway, so don't worry about that. I think I've got a filter on for... Yeah, I've got some filters on, so be careful when you're typing in words into the chat, otherwise you might get banned. You might... I'll be able to unban you, but I think you might get redacted. Your messages might get redacted, yeah. I think I've got a profanity thing running for stream, from Stream Elements, and then Kick also has some other stuff that automatically removes unwanted comments, so I think I'm okay. They're being dealt with. So yeah, let's go more than 4, please. I want to see the aircraft go crazy. Okay, here we go. This is into 4. Now if we do into 8, look at this. Look at that. No worries, EM. No worries at all. Look at that. Look at that. Into 8, you can see that we are starting to oscillate there. You see that? See that? And there we go. We have started losing control there. Look at that. Look at that. Vertical rate is going to fluctuate like crazy now. And we're going to literally... It's going to reach a point where the autopilot is like, I can't deal with this anymore. You take it. You know what I mean? And then it goes back down. So depending on the weather, if the weather is really bad, you can't do into 8. But for now, we're actually managing to get away with into 8. Davey says, they always say something like cheap viewers. Yeah, they do. They always talk about the cheap viewers, or it's check out my Instagram and my artwork or some stuff like that. Like, you'll check out their stuff and it turns out they're trying to get you to, you know, subscribe to their service about, making stream overlays for streamers and stuff. They're trying to peddle their business, basically, or stuff like that. Worse now is that there's something going on with Kick. I think Kick banned a streamer, and because of that, people are going a little bit crazy. I mean, I have no interest in getting involved in things like that. This is a flying channel, and I want to keep it purely about aviation. I'm not interested in discussing anything else. So, stuff like that I don't really like to deal with. So it's a good thing that Kick has removed some of those comments automatically. Anyway, yeah, it's a problem on Twitch and Kick. Rumble is much better, I believe. I haven't gotten a lot of spam. I haven't gotten anything on Rumble pretty much. But from one or two people commenting on my stuff, and they seem to be legit comments. Nothing too crazy, you know what I mean? On YouTube, it's generally very good. I don't really have any issues with YouTube. Yeah, there's literally no one on my Rumble today, so, it is what it is. It's cool. Right, so we are maintaining into 8 speed, and everything seems to be working for some reason. But if you go into the cabin, look at this. It is zooming past. It can't really maintain this, you know what I mean? It's a little too rough for the aircraft to, for the sim to actually maintain into 8 speed, but it is possible. It's not possible with all aircrafts because some developers limit it. With the Phoenix, you can't even fast forward, so that's something to remember. Oh my god, we got more people back on Kick. I'm gonna go ahead and deal with them. Give me a second. I don't want these people back here. Come on. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. That is done. So yeah, you're gonna have to deal with people like that all the time. So top of descent, almost here. We're almost at top of descent, Mr. Ranus. We're not far away at all. If you can see, top of descent is right there. You see it? It's right here. Top of descent is coming up right here. In fact, if I put that there we go. Top of descent coming up. Oh, our plane is oscillating so much. We have a 90 knot wind from the side. 90 knot. Our plane is literally crabbing into the wind. Look at this. Our plane is literally crabbing into the wind according to our direction of travel there. So it's a fascinating little situation we've got on our hands. It's beautiful though. What a beautiful jet. We are stressing the airframe a little too much with this into 8 speed. But we're going to be there in no time, ladies and gentlemen, no time. So yeah, literally, I don't know. Yeah, we're going to be there really soon. I better prepare myself right now for landing, as a matter of fact. Yeah, it's here. It's here. Top of descent is literally, yeah, it's right there. Yep, top of descent is right there, 40 nautical miles away. It's time for us to bring that down into 4. We don't want to go any faster now. Let's allow the aircraft to stabilize. Let's come back to our flight deck here. Okay, so we're going into 4 and top of descent is coming up in about 20 nautical miles. So I'm going to go to into 1 for a second. Okay, I'm going to put that up there. And let's go ahead and check out our destination data. There we go. Let's check out our destination data because it's about time. Top of descent is coming up. All right. So, performance. QNH into Beijing taxiing is 10.23. Temperature is 15. Magnitude, the direction and wind is 1106 knots. Okay, that's fine. Then we've got configuration full, radio 200 is what I'm putting, and that's it. Okay, and for our radio nav, we need to double confirm, check whether it is correct. So final descent altitude, what is it again? I forgot. It is 1970. Okay, so 1970 is 2,000 feet. Let's go down. 2,000 feet. Let's go down all the way till 2,000 feet, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. That is set. Now we need to double check our radio stuff. So I'm going to leave this on into one now, ladies and gentlemen. No more fast forwarding for us. Give me just a second. Into one. We've got into one going, and that's correct. Davey says, have you had an emergency on a flight before? I have not had an active failure on a flight before. I have not tried active failures. I will. That's something that I've planned on doing. If you don't mind me asking, do you have a professional background? Oh, that's for Davey, right? All right. Okay, so we've got our top of descent coming up. We need to go and check that our frequency here is correct for the ILS here. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me check our frequency. For our ILS, so we are landing into runway 17R, and what is the ILS there? 111.90, 111.90 IXC. IXC 111.90, that is it right there. Let's go ahead and descend. So yeah, this does work. Okay, so I'm gonna ask it to descend now, sorry. So we've got IXC 111.0 and course is 180, is that correct? Course is 180 degrees, yes, correct. 111.90, so that is correct. So everything is tuned in as it should be, ladies and gentlemen. So we're coming into our arrival procedure sooner or later. Let me, let's have a look at our briefing here. Okay, so that is too steep of descent. I'm going to go ahead and ask the aircraft to behave a bit more sensibly here, at least. Let's see what it does. Okay, auto brake can go to low today. And if we come to our approach here, our approach arrival procedure starts right here. We're going to be using AVBO 5 Lima procedure to land into Beijing Daxing Airport, which is right here, ladies and gentlemen. So that's our arrival. We're going to fly parallel to the runway, downwind. Okay, down the track there. And then we're going to turn around and catch the ILS. And there we go. So 2 90-degree turns. Basically, it's going to be one big swooping turn there. And that will get us lined up with the runway. So first, we're going to fly downwind to runway heading. And then we're going to come in. Okay? Brilliant. So this is runway 17R. Okay, we're landing into runway 17R. Perfect. That's all we need to know for today. Obviously, if you wanted a more detailed approach briefing, what you would do is you'll come up here and you will come to your route here. You'll come to your arrival here, which is ZBAD Beijing Daxing. You would add your arrival, which is this one today. Change that procedure. You will add an approach here, and you will use ILSY here. We can change that. See that? And with all of that, if you go to your charts, you will be able to use your arrival and approach charts as required. So, what is this one? No, this is RCTP. My bad. We are talking about. Yeah, this is it right here. So let's go to our charts. Let's go to ZBAD and let's go to RNAV for 17 right. Where is 17 right? Okay, let's pick up. Let's see if we can do this correctly. Okay, there we go. Let's go to charts. So 17 right is where we're landing. RNAV 17R with the various what are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? What got you into MSFS? Even simple students didn't have emergency reason like they can be. No, EM, they do have it. There are lots of aircrafts in MSFS that have a lot of emergency situations that you can simulate, that you can manually kick in. So there's a lot with study level aircraft. You'll see. I'll make some videos on them when I can. So yeah, it is there. The animations and the visuals may not be there, but the actual simulation of them are actually there. It is actually there. So like Piston Duke, Phoenix, they all have the correct failures. I used to watch plane crash documentaries. That's what got me interested in planes. Ah, great. That's how I started too. Mainly National Geographic. Okay. All right. Anyway, let me pull up the correct chart here. So using AVBox, right? So we're going to bring this up. If we wanted to follow the correct way of doing the procedures, would pull up this chart. If it will load today. There we go. Okay. So we are supposed to be flying into AVBox. Let's locate AVBox here. Where is AVBox? This is DoMap. We're coming in from AVBox. AVBox is here, right? So if I pull that up on little nav map, there is AVBox. See that? There is AVBox. We're coming into AVBox. AVBox is here. From AVBox 8486, which is what you can see, is also in the chart right here. Now, Navigraph, if you have it, it will automatically show the position of your aircraft as you fly along and look at the charts. So that's really cool, right? The A350 Inibuilds has some nice engine fire animation for birds. Exactly, it does have that. It does have that, right? So we are a little above our ideal altitude. We should give a little bit of speed brake here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to give it a bit of speed brake so we can... as a matter of fact, I'm going to give it full speed brake here. There we go. Okay, so we've got that chart, and then we fly straight in all the way till 8421. Our minimum descent altitudes along this way, do we have anything? So it's 5L. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so we've got all of that, and there is our airport, Beijing Daxing, and there's our runway we're supposed to land into. Looking good. Okay, we're rapidly approaching that. Let's go ahead and put that to half. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so now that's your star arrival. See, nice and easy. So minimum altitude 3940. Okay, so there's our ceiling there. We don't want to go below that. We want to fly between these two altitudes there. That's not a big deal at all. That's pretty much it. This one we have to be above 9850. No, below 9850, I believe. 9850. And this one is above that, below that, above that, below that. Very easy. Very easy. Convair 580 was a terrible air crash. It shows how small things can mellow a lot of problems. Okay, we'll do that EM. Pretty sure I've come across it at some time. So that's, now if we look at our approach chart for today, we're using ILS. We're using ILS for runway 17 right, and that is the Y version of it that we're using today. Okay, we no longer need speed brakes. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll leave them armed. Brilliant. Okay, so here is our ILS stuff. Okay, so from AD760, which you guys can see right here, we're supposed to be at 1970 feet, ideally, as you can tell. And that is what we're doing here in little nav map as well. 1970 all the way till we reach our MDA is what? What is MDA? Is MDA given? 1970 climb and minimum 3940. What is our MDA? I don't really know how to read these charts properly, do I? No, I don't. I really don't. But you've got all the information that you possibly want here, right? You've got all the information that you possibly want right here. But what is our MDA? 767? I have no idea what the MDA is. It's supposed to say that somewhere here. But anyway, you've got all this information, all of it. Oh wait, it does show your aircraft on the chart. Oh, look at that. It literally shows your aircraft on the chart. This tablet is super cool. It is really cool, isn't it? I had no idea it did all of this. This is really cool. The default 2024 tablet is this cool. I didn't know. I knew this existed, but I didn't know it gave you all this information. That's so cool. But yeah, it literally does that for you. You can see where your aircraft is, and you've got everything you need. So for ILS here, we're supposed to be 1970 feet above it, at least. Same here at this point. Okay, and we are tuned in correctly for that at 2000 feet. All good. Very good. Very, very good. This is brilliant. Okay. What is our minimum descent altitude? What is our minimum descent altitude? That is something that... Where does it say that? I don't know. But apart from that, I think we're pretty good here. So cool. Okay, very good. Anyway. So yeah, you can get the charts from here if you want to have a look at it. Still pretty cool. So yeah, this is what I use instead of Navigraph. Okay, once again, we need to deploy our speed brakes here because we're too high and too fast. Okay, speed has decreased. We need to really give it a bit of speed brake there to reduce our speed as quickly as possible. Let me put away a little nav map. You guys don't really need to see that. But once we land, let's see which way we're turning to find ourselves a nice little parking today. So we're going to land in here. And we're going to turn off to our left at any point, which I assume somewhere here is where we're going to turn off to our left. And we need to come back in all the way to find ourselves a nice little parking near the terminal area. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it today. Makes sense to me. Good. Let's put that away. Maybe it was 340, I'm not sure. Check also this if you not find any information at Davy. Oh, you guys are talking about the Convair air crash. Let me pull that up. Let me check that out. Convair 580. I don't think it's 580. Convair crash. Okay, so EM, we've got a lot of Convair crashes. Which one are you talking about? There is so many Convair crashes. Are you talking about the 2010 CV580 crash? Is that the one you're talking about? Are you talking about that one? I don't think you are, because there's so many Convair crashes. I don't think 580 is the correct number, man. .580 is a Convair tanker crash apparently, so I'm not sure. 340, let me have a look at Convair 340. Convair 340 crash. Yeah, it is 340. I think you're talking about 340, right? In 2018, there was a Convair crash. Is that the one you're talking about? But it crashed during a trial flight. I'm not sure what you mean by that. It crashed during a trial flight. It was a small Convair aircraft that crashed during a trial flight in 2018 in Pretoria. So what made you talk about that particular crash? Why is it that so? Okay, so we need to put our local pressure down. There we go, 1023 makes sense. Speed brake is still open. We need to close that out. Okay, let me focus here on the flying rather than checking out the Convair stuff. Let's pull that up. We need to bring our flaps down. Yeah, we could do that, or we could just wait. We can wait. Okay, we can wait, but we're doing good here. We're definitely doing good here. 8,800 feet. Cloud ceiling is below 10,000 feet. We still got some clouds. That's okay. I'm still gonna stick to 200 as our minimums. So It's going to be fun. Okay, let's put on our landing lights. Why is everything... Okay, let's put that on. Let's put that on. Yeah, frame rate issues. I always have issues with frame rates here. Yeah, we're having a bit of frame rate issues, aren't we? Anytime I fly into this Beijing Daxing scenery, as well as the Beijing city scenery, I have issues with frame rates, no matter which aircraft. On top of that, we're flying the A330, which has issues with frame rates. So it's going to be not so smooth today as we come into land, I'm afraid. Still looking absolutely gorgeous though. The weather is really fantastic here, but unfortunately, I think we're gonna have a little bit of an issue today with frame rates. Look at that. Yeah, we're having issues with frame rates today. It's not gonna be a pretty landing today. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'm afraid we are having frame rate issues. It always happens with this particular area with the scenery I have. I don't know why that is. Especially on the A330, there's no hope of having a smooth flight, but let's just hope that it's smooth enough for me to do a decent landing. Okay, looking good. We are coming up on 1 hour 37 minutes at the stream, and yeah, this is going exactly as planned. So no issues. We are well on schedule. Brilliant. We are well on schedule. Mr. Rana, so what do you think about today's landing with the Xbox controller? I'm pretty sure it's late for Mr. Anas. It's probably, you're probably right. You're probably right about that. I didn't check the details of the particular crash EM, but I'll go and have a look at that for sure. Okay. Still flying at 250 knots. Let me pull up, make that a little brighter there. This is the brightest it can go? Good lord. That's not enough. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There we go. Now we've got the brightness. So I change this. There we go. So, Davey, what you would do is if you wanted to auto land under a certain altitude after you've caught your glide slope and your localizer and you're on a Cat 3 system, you would press both autopilots on and then you'd press auto land button here, and that'll make the aircraft pretty much land itself. Or at least that's the idea, alright? Okay, frame rates, yeah, meh at the moment, not so great. The Beijing Daxing scenery is really not good. It's not really, it looks good, but it's not optimized for performance. I'm getting such crappy frame rates right now. It's stuttery, it's not good. See that? Yeah, that is not good. Yeah, this is terrible. Not at all the frame rate I want to be getting from... I mean, a combination of the A330 and the scenery is going to be pretty bad here today. So let's see if I can land it. Beautiful aircraft though, right? Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, come on, frame rates. Should have probably flown into here with the 777. We've probably gotten better rates, smoother experience than this. Nonetheless, I'm not complaining too much. It's not too terrible at the moment. Let's have a look. Flight plan. We are going to... Still at 250 knots. We're going to slow down shortly to 220 knots, I hope. Oh gosh, look at it. Well, I'm also running the reshade as well, so it's not going to be very easy on the graphic simulation here. Anyway, let's have a look. Alright, speed is decreasing. Let's do slats out now. We're making that turn, ladies and gentlemen. Time for that landing. Time for that landing coming up. Don't go anywhere. Ground spoilers armed. Auto brakes set to low. I think we are coming along here. Let's have a look at our window view. We're flying over Beijing more or less. Yes, we are. We can kind of see it. Yeah, see, it's not... Yeah, it's not very smooth. The scenery from for this just doesn't work. I think it's a port over from 2020. The scenery for Beijing and the airport is a port over from 2020. It's not optimized for 2024. Let's get our localizer going now. Let's press that on. Okay. Let's go ahead and reduce that range there. Brilliant. Let's reduce that range all the way. Let's get LS up here. Good. LS up here. Good. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Let's slow down and speed a little bit more. Look at that. Look at how gorgeous that is, ladies and gentlemen. Look at how gorgeous that is. Let me get Sky Dolly running here, ladies and gentlemen. Sky Dolly is running for us. Okay, so landing replay should hopefully be with us. We've got that running. Beautiful. We're making that turn. Let's go back inside here. My iPad throws me out from console flight simulator when small frame rate problem appears to me. I remember that terrible times. Console flight simulator. I'm not aware of that one. Okay, localizer has been caught. Let's leave approach mode on. More or less. Actually, let's go down to LS here. Okay, so we're going to wait for the speed to drop just a little bit more. And align ourselves up with the localizer there. Not very good visibility today. So yeah, that is not good. Come on, we need to drop our speed. Come on, drop that speed. We need to go to 220 and 126. Come on, let's go to 126. Activate it, come on. Confirm, confirm, confirm. Let's do it, let's do it. Let's drop that speed right there. There we go. That's what I want. That is what I want. Good, good. Speed is dropping. Infinite flight. Have you heard about this one? Yes, I have. Infinite flight, yep. Okay, let's use a bit of speed brake there to slow ourselves down. There we go. That's good. That's good. That's good. Good, 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 good. Excellent. Let's put our flaps down again. There we go. It's brilliant. Flaps 2. Let's go outside and drop our gear. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. Let's head back in there. Oh, that dropping is taking a while now. Let's head back in there. Let's drop our flaps to full. Let's get that up there. Good. Let's get the runway turn-off lights on there. Let's get all of that on. Let's put that on there as well. Put that on. We'll put that on taxi actually. Brilliant. Okay, that means we're ready for landing. Right, yes we are. Glide slope still not caught though, so still a way away to the glide slope for some reason. But apart from that, we're pretty much there. Yeah, our glide slope is still a way away, but we're doing well. We didn't need to rush. We are looking good and absolutely gorgeous. Look at it. Look at it. If it isn't for a frame rate issue, it would be perfect right now. Okay. Still well below the diamond. Localizer is working well. Crosswind is there, but mostly a headwind component, which is good, but a little bit of a crosswind there. Roughly about 6 knots perhaps. Not 6, maybe 4 more like. Okay. We can't see a thing, can we? No sir, we cannot see a thing, but we know we are very close to the ground now. Oh god, look at the frame rates on this. Come on, why is the A330 like this? And why is the sceneries like this? Look at it. We've got full flaps now. Okay, there comes the glide slope coming into view there. 1800 feet. Still no glide slope. Still coming down 2 dots away. Getting ready to press approach button. We could leave it on right now if we wanted to, but you know. Okay, approach button on. Let's see if the glide slope will catch. It is Cat 3 single. Good. Glide slope caught. Excellent. 1800 feet. Ready to land. Coming into land, ladies and gentlemen. 1700 feet. No visuals. We're supposed to be about 700 feet at minimum decision, but I don't really care. We're gonna go for our minimums at 200. So if I can't see the airport at 200, I might have to do a go around, which I'm not prepared for. Okay, 1500 feet. I need to take control of the aircraft if I have any hope of landing this thing. So let's go ahead. Autopilot off. My aircraft. $1,200 feet. Okay, we are proceeding correctly at the moment. 1,000. No visual. Come on. Do I have visuals? I have no visuals, ladies and gentlemen. I literally have no visual. Come on. Whoa, this is not easy. Oh, there it is. I believe I have something. What is this? What the heck is this? What? No way. No way. You expect me to land on this?
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, retard, retard.
What the heck? Why did the ILS misbehave so badly there? Why did the ILS misbehave so badly? What? That was nuts. That was nuts. I mean, we had a decent landing and all, but that was crazy. Oh, come on. Cut out the reverse. Why won't it let me cut out the reverse? Oh, God. Okay. Give me a second. There we go. Reverse cut out there. Oh, God. I have control issues here right now. No issues. Okay. Good. Let's put our flaps back up. Let's put that down here. Put that brake. And we're going to turn. What the heck? Why are the frame rates so terrible today? Going to put that down there. Nice landing considering visibility, but good, very high, but you landed without floaty again. Yeah, I did, but did you see the ILS misbehaving right there? That is what threw me off. Did you guys see that? Do you see the diamonds? I was literally following the diamonds decently well, but what on earth happened towards the end? It was like it was taking me to the end of the runway if I followed the diamond. So that was kind of nuts there. So yeah, frame rates are not good in this scenery. Plus A330, I don't know what it is with this scenery. It's a port. It's a 2020 port and it just doesn't work. As beautiful as it is, it just doesn't work well, okay? Sorry about that one. But yeah, let me switch that off. Let's switch that off. Let's get that off. We'll leave that on. Let's get that off. Okay, since it's foggy, we're going to turn that on. Strobe lights can come to automatic and everything else is okay-ish here. We can put that on standby. Altitude reporting is on. We can put all of that to rest there. Okay. Gosh. 2024, huh? Okay, there we go. Now let's go find ourselves a little parking. Thank you very much, guys. I am glad that you guys enjoyed it. Dishant and EM, thank you very much. I am glad you guys enjoyed that landing there. Nonetheless, let's go find ourselves a little parking now. Or rather a massive parking, if you ask me. We need to cross the runway, whatever we do. So we're going to turn to our left here. We'll park our aircraft and then we'll take a look at our landing replay. Alright, so let's do that. There is the aircraft and terrible frame rates here. Come on. The developer really needs to stop doing this. They've literally ported over a scenery from 2020 that doesn't really work in 2024. That's literally it. I have flown into this with a Cessna Corvallis and it still gave me issues for frame rate, so not a very good. This is by Sam Sceneries 3D. What are they called? I don't know, but yeah. Do a flight from Mumbai to Dubai. I don't have scenery for Mumbai. I do not have scenery installed for Mumbai. And there is none available, by the way. That's good. The best one is on flightsim.to and it's not good. It is not good. Someone needs to make a good one. There is Bangalore scenery has been released by Inibuilds. I believe the Bangalore scenery is available now from Inibuilds, but Mumbai is not. Mumbai is not. Okay, there we go. Looking good there, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful aircraft, beautiful flight too, but I hate the frame rates here. Just so annoying, and there's nothing you can do. Oh yeah, this scenery developer did me dirty with that one. They should have just said it is only for 2020. I need to actually go ahead and see if it's any good in 2020 either, or it still gives frame rate issues. There is a Mumbai scenery on Inibuilds website. Is that right? Let me go ahead and look at that right now, as a matter of fact. Let me see if there is a Mumbai Inibuilds, and let me see if I'm gonna use it properly. I don't do a lot of flights in the Indian subcontinent, but I will check it out. Let me see. Mumbai Inibuilds. Oh, there is one, huh? There is two actually. There are two of them. There are MSK Productions for 2020. No, it's for 2020. There's nothing for 2024. Oh, it is 2020 and 2024. You've got Project, what are they called again? Oh, what are they called again? Project Max and MSK, okay? Okay, MSK is only for 2020. Fine, alright. And Project Max is for 2020 and 2024. I did not know. When did they release this? I have no idea. Well, anyway, I don't do a lot of flights, so how much does this thing cost? It costs $21. Good lord. $21. Will I even use that scenery? I don't think so. I don't think I'll use that scenery at all. I'll probably use it like once or twice. Like, I paid a lot of money for the Doha scenery because I feel like I'm going to use it a lot, and I do use it a lot, but Mumbai, I doubt it. Let me have a look at the scenery though. It seems okay. No, it's not good scenery, man. I'm looking at the pictures right now. It's not good scenery. I'll go and have a closer look at it. But if you're paying $20 for an airport scenery, you want a good scenery. You know what I mean? This does not seem like it's good at all. I'm sorry. But it doesn't seem like it's good at all. For $20, I don't think it's worth 20 bucks. No, it's not worth 20 bucks. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, no. Nope. It's 100% not worth 20 bucks. Have you seen it? Have you checked out the scenery by Inibuilds? Yeah. It is very expensive. $20 for an airport scenery. You only buy a $20 airport scenery if you're actually going to use it well. And two, if it's modeled really well. For $20, you want interiors, you want lighting, you want everything to be on point for $20. That is not a $20 scenery at all. It does not look anywhere near a $20 scenery. So yeah, considering all of that, I don't think I can pick that up. That's a rough one. That is a rough one. On the other hand, Inibuilds themselves, you see, it's on the Inibuild store, but it's not Inibuilds who made that scenery. It's third-party developers like Project Max that has actually made it. But if you look at the actual scenery for Bangalore, it's actually made by Inibuilds. So that's the only Indian airport. As a matter of fact, that's the only thing on the Indian subcontinent that's actually decent. That is the Bangalore airport by Inibuilds, and it was released like a week ago. And it is expensive, and I really don't think I'm going to use it well, which is why I didn't pick it up. So let me know if there's any other airport that you want me to fly from, Dishant, and I can... Yeah, developers are really making money because people don't know what they're buying, you know. But yeah, Dishant, if there's any other airport perhaps you would like me to fly from and to, and if I have the scenery or if it's not too expensive for me to pick up, I don't really mind doing that. So if there's any other place you'd like to go, at least something that's worthwhile for me to pick up, then I would be happy to do that. I'd be happy to do that. Depends on what you request, of course. I can't just say I'll do it, but I will try my best. Do see if there's anything else. Okay? So as you can see, this taxi is pretty long here. Don't worry, our replay is still going to be intact, hopefully. So yeah, we will park in the nearest available gate, which is one of these big ones right here. We're gonna put ourselves in there. Bole is Addis Ababa. Who does the scenery for that? As a matter of fact, I'll have a look at that. Who does the scenery for that? Addis Ababa. I don't think I'll use that either, but I'll see. I don't do a lot of flights in Africa. Addis Ababa, MSFS. Let's see who makes that. Sim Market has one. We've got one by Barei, yeah, basically Barei. Sim Market. Sim Market isn't loading at the moment. Oh, it's the same one, okay. Inibuilds Barei for $16, okay. For $16, 2020 and 2024, okay, that seems interesting. It's not a particular airport that I might use, but let me have a look at that scenery. Maybe it is worth purchasing, I'm not so sure. Let me have a look. Okay, there's some level of interior modeling available. Not a lot though. Some level of interior modeling available. Okay, there is something going on there. Yeah, there's something going on there. But if I bought, for example, Addis Ababa, where would I fly to? The flights are very limited. You've got Uganda and Cape Town and maybe Dubai and stuff like that, and that's about it. That's as far as you can go. Okay, let's find ourselves a little parking as quickly as possible because I want to go to our landing replay now. We've been taxiing forever. I'll take this parking right here and we'll park ourselves in. Yeah, EM, I used to fly out of Addis Ababa. I have flown through Addis Ababa quite a number of times. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware of the airport. Yeah, its terrain is very interesting, so that is another reason why I'm considering it. But there's nothing around it. Short term, like for short flying around the airport, there's nothing. So I don't think we're supposed to be parking into this large gate here. I mean, rather small gate here, because I don't think we'll fit, but I'm going to try it anyway. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to take a gate 180, where I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to be here. But let's see. Let's see, okay? Although I've been thinking about picking some airports up in Africa, so I might pick it up. We'll see. Okay, let us see here. Since we don't have a marshal, where will we be parking our aircraft? Ooh, let's pump the brakes on that slowly. Pump the brakes on that. There we go. There we go. That's good enough for us today. Okay, that is definitely good enough for us today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the landing replay for today's flight. Okay, let's see how that went. Finally, after this long taxi, and we are past 2 hours, and I can promise you that was just because of the taxi. So let's go ahead and take a look at today's flight. Okay, we've got replay available. Thank goodness for that. Okay. Go ahead all the way. Look at how long our taxi was. It was somewhere here. Okay, so we'll rewind from here, right? Clean that up. Let our flaps drop here. Let everything settle a little bit into the correct configuration. Let's check the top here to make sure all our correct lights are on. Okay, we'll turn them off, turn them back on, so everything turns on again. So let's do that here. Come on, for our landing replay. There we go. That's good. Excellent. Okay. Hopefully all the lights are on. I can't really tell anymore. Okay, whatever. Flaps are down. Everything is down. Let's go ahead and play this landing replay. Let's go. That's pretty cool. Very nice. Terrible weather. We are floating over the runway now, and it's because of the ILS there. Okay. There we go. Wasn't too bad at all. Reverse might not work on landing replay. Yeah, it doesn't work on landing replay. That's okay, but that was pretty decent there. Let's go ahead and take a look at that again from our drone camera view, and we'll use this view right here to take a look at it. Right? Sounds good. Let's rewind it till here. Okay, let's have a look. So we came floaty. This is why I should ignore the ILS there. How's the Boris sound pack for the 777? I don't have any sound packs installed. So there we go. We try to land there. Okay, pretty okay-ish. Yep, there we go. The Boris sound pack. I don't install any sound pack. The 777 sounds for PMDG, the updated sounds are great for me. I find them absolutely perfect. I don't see the need for installing sound packs and stuff. In my opinion, developers should already have good sounds installed. There should be no need to purchase sound packs and stuff. It's not necessary in my opinion, at least. Okay, let's go to this view right here. Again, there is still some issues with the glide slope in Microsoft Flight Sim in my opinion. Especially when you come to that last bit. They misbehave very badly. So I don't know. Okay, I'll try this scenery out in 2020. I'll see if the frame rate is just as bad in 2020, then this scenery is just rubbish then, I guess. But it's a beautiful looking airport. It's a shame. It's a shame. Okay. Let's take a look at another landing replay here. Perhaps from this side. There we go. Very nice wing flex there. Okay. There we go. Good. Let's check it out from the other side. That will be our last landing replay for the day. And then we're gonna call it. Okay. So, oh yeah, we need to give the flaps some time to go down. So I'm just gonna give the flaps some time to go down here. But pause it. Let's just wait for the flaps to go down. I mean the spoilers, my bad, to go down. And we'll go ahead, shut down our aircraft, take a quick look around the airport at Beijing. And then I need to go get myself some dinner. Or early breakfast or whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's much better. Let's play. Let's see how that went. Okay. All right. That actual touchdown wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. All right. Okay, guys. Hope you guys had fun on that flight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're now going to taxi. We're just going to fast forward through the taxi. Don't worry. We're not going to sit through the whole thing. We're just going to quickly fast forward that taxi right there. Okay. And we will go ahead and shut down our aircraft. And after that, I'll just take a quick zoom around the airport. It's late. It's getting late today. I'm 10 minutes over my time limit today. It's probably because of the taxi, which was ridiculously long, as you guys can see. This is 16 times fast forward, by the way. So, yeah. Very long taxi today. It's a very large airport. Goodness me. Okay, there we go. There we go. That is a long taxi, huh? Alrighty. Okay, let's go ahead. Brake fan would always say that because of the landing replay. Let's go ahead and get our APU running here. In the meantime, we don't need any of this. I'm just going to shut it off. Doesn't really matter. Start that APU. Let's get that ground power unit attached there. Okay, I'm gonna go up here and switch to it so we can shut down our engines as quickly as possible, just like that. There we go. There we go. Let's go to GSX. Request deboarding, please. China Eastern, fine. That's fine. There we go. Let's come up here. Let's turn off strobe off, nav to position 1, that off, that can come off, that can come off, that can come off, that can go off, crew oxygen supply off, all of this off, that off, that off. Good. Yep, that looks good. That looks good to me. What else? What else can we do? Do we have... This is done, that is done, this is all off, system off there please, this is off. We did turn these off, but the landing replay kind of turned them back on, by the way, if you're wondering, that's what happened. Altitude reporting off. Good. Good, you can show blades of turbine after a bit for please. Sure, we'll do that, but unfortunately there is no spinning of the turbine here at the moment, EM. But I will leave it there for you, EM. Sure, no issues. So let's... Oh, look at that. We can see our passengers. Let's go quickly to our drone mode here. Look at that. We can see our passengers deboarding here today. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that a lovely scene, ladies and gentlemen? That is... Okay. There's a little bit of an issue there with the GSX. Passengers are going through the glass there. But it seems to be working. And here we are at Beijing. Beijing Daxing International Airport. The interior is modeled really well, and you can probably tell that the bad frame rates are because there's so much stuff going on in the interior. Although it's not modeled extremely like down to a T, it's still so much stuff in here, and it's massive, right? It's massive. Look at that. You're looking down the entire area being modeled, so it's understandable that the frame rate is terrible here, right? So look at that. You've got all this modeled. It's just understandable that the frame rate is pretty terrible. Okay, there's not much you can do to optimize this any further, I suppose, because it's just such a heavy scenery. Look at it. It's heavy. This is a very heavy scenery. Come on. Yeah, that is just very heavy. I think I'm being a little unfair to criticize the frame rate so badly here. It's a very heavy scenery. It even has a little open atrium kind of area that I believe is where are we parked, by the way? I forgot where we parked. This thing is so massive. Oh, we're here. But yeah, it's even there's a little bit of an open garden area here as well. So yeah, we can see that right here. Look at that. And it's there on the 5 prongs. It's there on each of the ends of the terminal. You've got all this modeled by far. There's way more stuff modeled here. Look at all this. There's way more stuff modeled here in this airport than any other airport that I am aware of. So it has that at every one of these ends of the Starfish terminal. It has this open area modeled. It's very heavy. It's extremely heavy. So yeah, it needs the options to turn some things off because it's such a heavy scenery. Combine that with the fact that we're coming in with the A330, no chance of smooth flying at all. Doesn't matter what you're running. Okay, so yeah, a little bit of a glitch there, but we're gonna ignore that. Hope you guys enjoyed today's flight because I have. Hope you guys had fun, and as EM has requested, you wanted me to leave it with the turbine blades of the aircraft today. And I would have. I wish they were spinning, but they're not. Nonetheless, mate, I'm still going to leave it like this for you. Okay, so we'll leave it like this for Mr. EM's, as per Mr. EM's request here. I shall leave it something like this because I'm going to get the end screen on top of it. So there we go. That's much better. Alright, hope you guys had a good time on today's flight. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in. Dishant, EM, Davey, Anas. Who else tuned in today? That's all? I will like EM tuned in. We got Anas who tuned in. Davey tuned in. I know that Dishant tuned in. And that's it. So thank you very much guys for tuning in. I appreciate it once again. Hope you guys had a good time on today's flight. Next live stream is for sure going to be a GA aircraft. Alright? So with that, have a good day. And I shall catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.